Why is Kaito, Kaito, the token, seeing major gains right now? Now, last time I talked about Kaito here is that I pointed out on the weekly time frame, right? There was a falling wedge pattern that has been forming since late May, okay? Falling wedge patterns usually break to the upside. They have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. They are a bullish pattern, right? And this one broke to the upside, okay, as of today. Okay, let's see how this weekly candle actually closes, right? So I am going to move this measure move down here because it looks like we can actually be getting a breakout here for Kaito. Went as far up as about $1.55 here. So that's why that's why Kaito is seeing this gain here, this major gain today, because of this pattern that usually breaks out to the upside. Now, price target for Kaito here will be about $2.40 based on this breakout. Now, price targets are estimates only. It very much depends on what I think is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still the driver of this market. If Bitcoin pumps or stabilizes, very good for the altcoins. However, if Bitcoin dumps, that's very bad for the altcoins. I did a more detailed video about Bitcoin earlier today. I will link you guys to that at the end of this video. Very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin. I never trade altcoins without a clear understanding of Bitcoin. I am long on Bitcoin. I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here, so my opinion on this market is still bullish, but these are just my opinions and not financial advice. All right. So let's take a look into Kaito here on a smaller time frame, daily time frame. You can see that this it is the breakout that's happened today, right? But it's been leading up to this since it went from about the bottom here was about almost 95 cents to almost about $1.55 here, right? Quite a bit of resistance on this daily time frame to get through. Including the daily 200 SMA, currently at about $1.35. That's the orange line here. Of course, that's a very important moving average to be paying attention to. And then that's basically what I'm seeing. It's very that's just what Kaito is doing here. It's a fresh breakout. So on a fresh breakout, even the smaller time frames are going to matter because I don't have much data for after the breakout. So very important to be paying attention to the smaller time frames for what it could do. Now this is the 15-minute time frame. Okay, 15-minute time frame, very short time frame here. Let's see if what Kaito could be doing here. So falling wedge pattern again. It broke out of here. Price target for this one would be about $1.48. Let's see if it can get there. I also want to mention that you're probably going to have some very overbought RSI readings on some of these lower time frames as well, like the 4-hour time frame, overbought. Some things to be paying attention to is possible bearish divergence because of that very overbought high there, right? So the next high, it's not. I mean, it's going to be very hard to beat that RSI reading, ending up in possible bearish divergence, which also means that you're gonna likely get a pullback again, right? If you know what I mean. Let's take a look into the 6-hour time frame. 6-hour 200 SMA, pretty parallel with this upward trend line of that falling wedge pattern, that bigger falling wedge pattern. Let's see if Kaito can actually come down here and bullishly retest this breakout here. So something to be watching. Of course, it's going to be pretty exciting to watch since it is a fresh breakout. Also have to consider the downsides as well because I've seen breakouts that fall way short of the price target and breaks back into the pattern. So that's something to be watching out for. So this basically wraps it up for Kaito. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of this coin or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.